First of all, thank you very much to Christ Lutheran Church for hosting us, to the Home Coalition for organizing this forum, and full disclosure, I have been a part of the Home Coalition, and I'm happy to do that. And also, thank you very much to all of you who are here to listen to these important issues as we discuss them. The first question is about what policies have I supported or will I support? Well, I tell you one thing, I support action. Policies are good, but we need action. If you look back, the Town Council in 2018 commissioned a study, a needs assessment. It said workforce housing is needed, especially the rental community. That's 2018. I think we'd all agree it's gotten worse since 2018. In 2019, the Town Council adopted a workforce housing plan. Don't you think it's time to take action? That's what I would do, is take action. And one more step backwards, 1991, thank you for the person who shared this with me. 1991, the Town Council identified as part of the comprehensive plan a need for workforce housing. It's time to take action. How do we take action? The town cannot do it on their own. It does require public-private partnerships. In my practice in 31 years as an attorney in Western North Carolina, I worked on private-public partnerships. One time as an attorney for the Housing Authority there, working with a for-profit corporation who had a foundation and did a public-private partnership. The town can facilitate those, can work with church communities, can work with foundations. We need to look at all different sources of funding, all different sources of opportunities. Just taxing folks and buying land is not the solution. We have to partner, we have to look at opportunities, and the time for action is now. Thank you.
Thank you.
The answer to the first question is yes. I support Habitat for Humanity. It is an excellent model for home ownership. I have been a volunteer for Habitat. I loved working on houses. I was in the real estate and construction business with my dad before I went to law school. I have painted. I have done landscaping. I have helped my brother put in electrical fixtures. I've done plumbing. You name it. I have poured footings. I've been on a roof before, many roofs. So that kind of model is excellent, but it can't be the only one. I'm delighted to understand that Habitat now has a different model, a two-story model, townhouse model, so that helps with density. Where would I put it on the island? I would want to work with Habitat for Humanity. I want to know where they want to put it. And there is a map created by the town staff of town property that is eligible for workforce housing and could be eligible for Habitat for Humanity housing. This is property that was not voted on by a referendum to reserve for parks and open spaces. So there has been some study done. We could take a look at that and negotiate with Habitat, because I want to know where Habitat wants to be. And I agree that there are nodes of opportunity. The Mid-Island District is looking at a model of mixed use. It's not just commercial. It's a mixed use, so you can have both residential and commercial in that. And that's what I've seen work in other communities. So yes to Habitat, yes to Habitat, yes to Habitat. I would be there to work with you to find places. Home ownership is a wonderful thing to have. Thank you. First of all, whether or not it should be a paid position, I think that's up to the town manager about how to manage that. I'm a fiscal conservative. I'll have to confess to that. But yes, I think it would be helpful to have somebody on town staff that is working with the housing program, absolutely. As far as a commission goes, I prefer to see a citizen commission made up of various representatives of the citizenry, faith-based groups, somebody from Habitat for Humanity, unless they're in competition for a project, but broad-based community support, because that's what we have now, and we need to take advantage of that. And the other thing I'll add to this is that this commission, and if there's a town staff member assigned to work with the commission, which I do recommend, then we need a contingency plan. What happens when there's another Chimney Cove? What happens if heaven forbid, we have a disaster on the island? Who's going to be displaced? A lot of us have homes. A lot of us have places to go. But what about workforce? Where can they go? What happens when they lose their jobs? We need a contingency plan in place so that we don't have an emergency. And that's something the town staff could help with, and something that a commission could help with, is to design a contingency plan.
All right, thank you very much.
I'm going to turn to the workforce housing assessment done in 2018. Those are the only stats available to us. So from this, the need for lower cost rent housing said that the town needs to add 2,105 new rental units over the next 10 years. And they're expected to be needed to have rents of $875 or less. That's all I'm saying. I can't tell you what's the right amount. It does depend on whether or not it's a 1, 2, or 3 bedroom or a campus kind of setting. There are lots of different models out there. You know, it also depends upon the density. It depends upon how the financing package was put together, because most investors want an ROI, a return on investment. And that's what we're working on now, is we need a return on our investment in workforce housing to make this a better community. What better return on investment can you have? We need to figure out a way to manage those in light of the salaries. And if you use the average median income on this island, it's going to be skewed because we have a lot of retirement folks here. So you have to look at the numbers of the workforce as opposed to the average median income all over the island. So I can't tell you the exact amount, but it is going to be market-based, and it's going to be based on what the workforce needs, not what I can decide what that income is. And I'm sorry, was there a second part of your question I wanted to focus on? Community support. Yes, yes. First of all, the Home Coalition is working on information to provide to the community. As we've talked about before, Chimney Cove pointed out the need. Previous studies have done that. I think folks need to understand that there's different kind of benefits. There's the economic benefit to have the workforce on the island. There is a community benefit, because what kind of community are we? What kind of community are we building? What kind of community do we want to have? Do you want everybody like me? I hope not. That's pretty boring. We want a broad-based, inclusive community, and we want to be able to have people who want to live and work here. That is an economic and community benefit. And I think the Home Coalition's work to engage and inform the community is invaluable, and I thank them for that work.